Once upon a time, there was a little boy who was very flamboyant and wore a pink shirt. And his dog, Dodo. Now, Donkey and Dodo lived all the way in Colorado. And then that's why it was so random when a twister hit. It took their house and flew around, and they landed. And when they landed, they realized that they were not in Colorado anymore, that they were in a magical place. Then, an extremely tall midget walked out. Sorry, extremely tall little person came out. I have to be correct. And he was like, "Welcome to Not Munchkin Land." Oh my gosh, and pushed away the dog. Get the dog from doing what it was doing. And then he pointed to the ground and said, "Follow the blue blicked road." And they danced and danced. And then before they left, the big little person warned them of the wicked wizard that would appear randomly. And this random guy came into the scene that wasn't called into the scene yet. And it's okay though. And so they were off. They walked on the blue brick road. And then on the side of the road, they saw a girl. And she had no arms. Okay, sure. I was actually looking at Sarah, but yeah, this girl with no arms, and she was sad, and Donkey and Dodo were like, "What's wrong?" And she was like, "If only I had 2 arms." And they did a song about 2 arms and danced around. And then Donkey, forgetting that he had this information, is like, "Oh, I'm going to go see the famous witch, and she could probably give you arms and help me get home." And like, that's fabulous. And so they all followed the blue blicked road, and skipped along and whatnot. And then all of a sudden they came up another weird person on the side of the road, and they're like, "Oh no, what's wrong with you?" And she was like, "I wish I wasn't so awkward." And they both all recommended, "Hey, maybe you could come with us to go see the witch, and she could maybe get rid of your awkwardness and give you social acceptance." And she half-heartedly agreed because she didn't know how to full-heartedly agree. And they all skipped together on the blue brick road, and they kept skipping and lolling and whatnot. And then they came across a cougar. And she was like, "If only I could find some young men." And she stared at Donkey for a little bit, and then realized that he was too young. And then the witch was, no, not the witch. And then Donkey was like, "Oh, you can maybe come with us and see the witch, and she can give you a young man to snatch up and gobble up and eat." And kind of got really graphic with his description. And, "Oh, you're not going to? Okay, never mind." The story continues. And they all skipped along the blue brick road when an evil wizard appeared in a tan shirt and curly hair. And he's like, "You landed on my brother and took his red ruby underwear. I need this red ruby underwear back." And then disappeared. It was scary. They're all terrified. Except for the cougar. Cougar was checking him out. Anyways, they got back to the magical kingdom of Zoo. And they're greeted by the witch.
Am I a good witch?
You're a good witch because I gender swapped roles and didn't mean to. And then she's like, "I have all the answers, but you have to kill the wizard." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And she left. The wizard came out and said, "Heard that you want to pick a fight." And they all shanked him. They all shanked him in a terrible fight. And he died very violently while shimmying. And then the witch came back and, "Oh, you filled your deal," and gave the girl with awkwardness no awkwardness. And she's actually quite sassy and And the men fell in love with her and whatnot. And the man with the lady with no arms all of a sudden had arms again. Not only that, but they had 3 arms. I don't want to say what the other one was at.
Oh my God, I can't.
And then the cougar showed up and said, the little boy was with you all along. He's actually 18. Hey, and paired them up. And then basically the witch was like, you had the underwear all along to get home, but the dog ate them. So then the donkey lived with the cougar happily ever after. The end.